You have this great framework and you know how to execute SEO, kind of like a well-oiled machine now. What are the things that you're telling people to do in 2012 for their 2012 roadmaps?
Well, I think there's some tried and true things that still remain good pointers. First of all, make sure that you're scoped for success. There's a lot of things you could do. What are the couple of things you really should do? And I think the way you do that is by really sizing your opportunities appropriately. What I do is say, look at two-axis approach. On the x-axis, look at degree of difficulty to implement, and on the y-axis, look at what's the business impact if it actually works. Then you can create an opportunity analysis, prioritize list, and go from there. If I think more broadly for some new things, one of them is social signals. There's a tremendous amount of information about how social signals are going to change the type of content that shows up in search engines. I think we all have to acknowledge that there's some big opportunities there, and we need to do our homework and figure out how we bring our social content in to embrace the core content on the sites that we own and operate every day.
Now, you talked about this axis where one is how difficult it is, and then the other axis is the ROI in essence for that change. What are some tips or suggestions you can give to somebody who's sitting there saying, well, how do I do the ROI or calculate the business benefit from this?
Yeah, well, there's a couple ways you could do that. First of all, can think of like, how big is the scope? Right? So if you can implement this once or build it once and then implement it across the organization, well, you could have a tremendous amount of impact from just doing one thing. It could also be something that's just chronically wrong. And if you fix that one thing, then the impact across your entire site could be really magnified. So there's a lot of ways you can approach it. One thing you can do is just draw a big crosshair right in the middle of that axis and give yourself 4 quadrants to work with. And then kind of move some things around and say, well, maybe I don't know the exact value of this, but if I go and kind of test something a little bit and I see a result, then maybe that validates that it really sits somewhere. If you do another test and maybe it doesn't work out, then maybe you need to kind of move it further down. I'd be very conservative in how you value things just to make sure that you're investing in the best possible places.